This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff CUtastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day, and Happy New Year to everyone. This is the third year of doing Sports Catastrophes and all that. So anyway, we start off this year with no birthday boy, but it'll be replaced by the year in review, as in the deaths in review that I usually do at the start of the year. So anyway, this video, the first video, Sports Catastrophe video, is to do with the 1993 Sugar Bowl, which was held in New Orleans between the number 1 ranked Miami Hurricanes and the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide. It was amazing. This was the first time a national championship would be decided by the Bowl Coalition, which was the predecessor to the Bowl Alliance, then the BCS, then the College Football Playoff. This was a stacked team. You got the two teams were undefeated and were facing each other off. The 92 Hurricanes were dominant, very dominant, and all that. They won every game. They beat Iowa, Florida A&M, Arizona, Florida State, Penn State, Texas Christian, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, Temple, Syracuse, and San Diego State on their way to the finals. They were number 1 in the polls for many weeks and all that. One of their key games was Wide Right 2 when they hosted Florida State at the Orange Bowl on ABC with Keith Jackson and Bob Greasy being the guy. Said Florida State again missed their kick wide right in that one. Still, Miami was dominant, and everyone thought they were the consummate champions. However, the 92 Crimson Tide were no slouches either. Gene Stallings led them to a very good year and all that. This was the 100th anniversary of Alabama football. They took care of Vanderbilt, Southern Miss, Arkansas, Tech, South Carolina, Tulane, Tennessee, Ole Miss, LSU, Mississippi State, Auburn, Florida in the SEC title game. And then, of course, the Sugar Bowl. So yeah, it was huge and all that. This was the inaugural season of the Bowl Coalition, which made sure that the national championship would be decided on the field. And it worked. It was the first time since the end of the 87 season that the number 1 and number 2 teams wouldn't be in the same game. Fortunately for Miami, as Big East champion, they were not contractually obligated to a bowl and could face number 2 Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, which the Crimson Tide hosted as SEC champions. All that. So that was a big matchup. So Miami had a 29-game winning streak. The last time they lost was on CBS on the road at Notre Dame. And it was just amazing what could happen. All that. Alabama looked good. It was a battle of field goals between Michael Proctor of Bama and Dane Pruitt of Miami. But Sherman Williams ran in a touchdown. And by the time halftime came, it was 13-6. So Alabama was not scared of Miami. And then Derek Lassick had a touchdown run, and George Teague had pick 6, make it 27-6. And it was just amazing what happened. Miami was getting back in the game after a touchdown punt return by Kevin Williams, making 27-13 win. Gino Torretta, the Heisman-winning quarterback, threw the ball easily to Lamar Thomas, who caught it and figured he was going to have a touchdown. However, George Teague, from behind, caught him and stripped the ball and ran the other way. It was amazing because Lamar Thomas actually made some bad comments regarding the SEC and the manhood of the Alabama defensive backs. Well, it bit him in the butt. The play was actually negated by an offside penalty by Alabama. It actually prevented Miami from scoring the touchdown. The strange thing was in the regular season, Toretta only threw for 4 interceptions, but he threw 3 interceptions to Bama, and one of them was the pick 6 by Teague. It was unbelievable. A lot of people thought Toretta did not deserve the Heisman after that performance. Alabama did score a touchdown from Lassick to make it 34-13, and Bama won the title, shocking a lot of people. Many people thought that Miami would be coast-to-coast national champions. Well, in the AP poll, they almost always were the unanimous #1 pick. But one writer from Alabama, Corky Simpson, I think it was his name, if my memory serves me right, never picked Miami. He always picked Bama, and that prevented Miami from being unanimous #1 for a while. Well, Alabama and Miami were huge. Like, Alabama limited Miami to 13 points, picked off Toretta 3 times, and ran the ball for over 267 yards. Miami had allowed only 200 yards a game on the ground, but Bama put up 267. And this was the first time that the Crimson Tide would win the national championship in years. The 12th time Alabama won the national championship. But it was the first since Bear Bryant's death in 1983. Well, they didn't win the title in 83. It's just that Bear Bryant, when he died in 1983. And I mentioned that in the Sports Catastrophe just days ago. You know, Alabama seemed cursed that Bear Bryant was Alabama football and they would not be there without him. Well, that's false. Alabama has been a very key school in the past 10, 15 years. So you can take that to the bank. This was an amazing victory for Sugar Bowl fans on ABC. Watching Miami take care and rumble and stumble all over. Get fumbled and stumbled over by Bama. That's the way it goes. And that was a great national championship game that happened 30 years ago. I know there were plenty of bowl games on January 1st. But because, you know, this is 2023 and I want to do like the 30th anniversary or the 20th anniversary of the moment on New Year's Day, this was the one for me because everyone thought Miami was going to do it. Who knows, maybe this wouldn't be the last time Miami screwed up their national championship in a video that I would present for a Sports Catastrophe. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.